Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II from the Nintendo Famicom system. Let's continue to make our way through the Cyclone, gathering some treasure, and hunting down some new enemies. So, well, luckily the only new enemies that we can encounter in the Cyclone we can't miss as long as we get all the treasure. So, we basically have two mini-bosses to go that guard some treasure. The General, a green dragon, and then we'll have, of course, the boss of the Cyclone, the Emperor himself. But we already farmed all the other enemies, random encounter enemies, so yeah, it took a little while in that last episode to finally find the vampire lady, but we got her, so woohoo, we can move on to continue to do our business here in the Cyclone. So, but took a little detour here to grab some treasure. So, like I said, the Cyclone, it's a pretty easy map. Basically, all you have to do is just, whenever you see a staircase, go up the staircase, it'll lead you to some treasure, and then just backtrack back. If you have the warp spell, you can probably cut out a bunch of walking and encounters by warping back, but I'm trying to build up my spell levels here, so I'm going to take these encounters, so I won't necessarily be using the warp spell. So, but yeah, basically, if you do that, there's only one staircase that you want to avoid, and I will point that one out. But like I said in a previous video, you kind of got to go out of your way to pick that, to find that staircase. You got to cross a frozen lake. So, but that floor is the floor. We'll get the General, and we'll get a really good sword too. And that sword, you think would go on Booker, because he's our main attacker, but actually we'll end up giving it to Fess. Because it has a special property that will basically help Fess out a little bit more. So, got some diamond gloves. They could, we would rather have a diamond helmet. Then we can get rid of that gold pin. So, the diamond, like other diamond equipment, that gives protection from lightning. So, but there's the diamond helmet. So yeah, we can give that to Ricard, because he's already getting agility from the black garb. So the gold pin is, unnecessary, which also gives the plus 10 agility. So we'll give him the diamond, give him that resistance to lightning. Not that anything's really casting lightning in here, but the defense will be solid, because when we fight that General, we want to actually bring Ricard up into the front row, just to kind of act as a meat shield. The General hits really, really hard, so we want to have Ricard in the front to maybe just draw out an attack. So you can run into either one or two of the Generals, so fingers crossed we only hit one. Like I said, those guys hit really, really hard. I think they have 10 attacks at a 95% accuracy. So, we'll see their stats when I run into the General. But luckily, we get that good sword, though, that'll definitely help Fess's survivability. So, good thing. So, Fess is going to have to use this as soon a spell then, before the battle is over, to take away that poison. Otherwise, he won't get any stats that we've been working so hard to gain. Luckily, these guards take a little bit of a while to defeat, so we'll be able to delay removing the poison. Because otherwise, they could potentially re-poison him again. So yeah, they have a poison as a side effect of their attacks. So yeah, that ribbon ain't gonna protect against that, but like I said, it will protect if somebody casts poison directly at him, but let's just keep working on finishing these guys off. So eventually we'll run into the Dark Knights that we defeated us way back at the beginning of the game. The first encounter in the game, back when Leon was in our party. I wonder whatever happened to him. So, yeah, Still looking for him. So, yeah, we thought he found him way back when we were told to go check out Finn. That somebody was being held captive in Finn. But it turned out that it was Scott. Prince Gordon's brother. So, hey, we got some stun tomes here. Man, a lot of treasure that we're getting, so... Unfortunately, I don't know what all the treasure, what it all costs, so... I don't know which is the most expensive and which is to keep. But, you know, like I said, money ain't that big of a problem here. You know, we have more than enough money. We'll never spend all the money that we have. So... The money we do spend, we'll probably spend on elixirs to help out Fess when he needs to boost up his, refill his MP. So, yeah, we never ended up getting that, a second Osmos drop from those wizards. But it looks like we're probably also not going to get a drop of that coast spell, but... Yeah, that's okay. So we can beat the game without it. So, but let's just keep taking out these cockatrices. Looks like Eagles. Like I said, I gotta vote for the Eagles in the Super Bowl today. So, although probably by the time I upload this video, the game should be over. So, because I upload the videos late at night, and the Super Bowl is, I think, like 6:40, so sometime around then, so, I don't know. But I'm more worried about Puppy Bowl. That's the big game I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Team Ruff versus Team Fluff. I don't recall who won it last year. Yeah, I tend not to remember too much about the Puppy Bowls. I'm just there to watch the cuteness as it unfolds, so... For a while there, I think it was one of the teams was dominating. I think they had like 3 wins in a row, and the other team finally squeaked out a win recently. So I'm sure you can go on Wikipedia and look it up online and see all the results. Makes me think of some of the other old commercial things with Super Bowl. We used to have the Bud Bowl. I think it was Bud versus Bud Light. Play, so I have no idea how long that lasted, but I remember that was a big one. Sometimes some of the games in the Super Bowl would be such a blowout that I think people were more interested in the Bud Bowls. So I think the only time I can remember really sitting down and watching the Super Bowl, or watching it like intently, was when I was in college. I was at the gym one time and they had the Super Bowl running on the TV at the gym. So yeah, I spent quite a few hours of my college career in the gym working out. So my brother got me involved in lifting. He got into, you know, bodybuilding and stuff like that. So he encouraged me, and then I met some friends in my branch campus who taught me to kind of work out. And so that was the first time I really hit the gym or actually started working out. Was weird. Going back, school was that I think I realized the benefits of lifting was the day I graduated. I graduated high school. That was a weird day. There was this girl that I liked, and I was like, I knew I was gonna, you know, see her at the graduation. And I was like, oh man, I gotta, like, you know, ask her how, you know, so maybe I can, you know, yeah, have a relationship with her over the summer, you know, that good old, summer fling or whatever. Like I said, I really like this girl. And anyway, so, I was nervous, you know, and, so before my graduation, I went out, I probably took like a 4-mile run, and I remember just running just to try to like clear my thoughts and clear my head, you know, and build up courage and stuff like that. And I remember coming home, you know, my mom was yelling at me. She's like, "Where were you at? You know, you're going to graduate in like an hour. You know, you need to like you know, your grandma's here, your grandpa's here, they want to get pictures with you in your suit and stuff like that. And I was like, oh man. So I quick got a shower, threw on my, you know, my suit, you know, got dressed, got the pictures and stuff like that, you know. And after you know, graduation, I ran into this girl and, you know, I was talking with her for a little bit, and I had drove myself to my graduation, but on my way over to the graduation, I stopped at the grocery store and got like flowers. Gave her the flowers, and, you know, I told her, you know, I liked her and stuff like that. And, you know, wanted to see if she wanted to, you know, date, and she was just like, no. Oh, and it just crushed me. Yeah, she was my first love, yeah, nothing ever happened with it, so I wonder whatever happened to her. It's really funny because there's a lady at work who shares her name and is always telling me, like, you need to look this girl up, you know, like, you need to look her up, you need to look her up, and I'm like, why? I haven't seen her in probably 20-some years. She'd probably be all freaked out if I, like, just out of nowhere just tried to contact her. I was like, I wouldn't even know how to contact her. I'm sure I could probably look her up online, social media, or whatever like that. Although even that might be hard because, you know, if she's married, her maiden name might be changed, but so who knows. But I told her, I was like, okay, well, I kind of made a little bit of a pact with this lady at work, so. But before I get into that, I'm skipping all the stuff that's happening in the game. We just got the Defender Sword. What's really good about the Defender Sword is it's like a shield. It gives evasion equal to 8% plus your sword rank plus 1. So I think Fess has 7 sword rank, so 8 times 8, 64 evasion. So basically, yeah, that's going to help Festus with his evasion because, you know, the Mangosh only gives plus 5 to evasion, so it's kind of lacking behind what a normal shield would. Like, yeah, that'll help him with his evasion. Fess's evasion isn't as good as Booker's evasion, which is why he has more hit points, because he tends to dodge less attacks, so he gains more hit points, because he's getting hurt more often. So this will help increase Fess's survivability, his evasion. So now he's wielding 2 weapons that are basically used to help evasion, so it doesn't matter that he is lacking a shield, so. Where we picked up the Defender to the north of there was that, like, frozen lake. If you cross that frozen lake, you'll come to a staircase. You go up that staircase, and you end up in this castle, in the middle of this room, and there's 4 doors in that room. All 4 of those doors are trap doors, so it's a total waste to go that way. So we're not going to even bother going that way. So, I'm going to move around stuff a little bit here. So, Hermes Shoes casts haste on a character. I'm going to give that hourglass here. In case we run into 2 of the generals, I'm going to heal myself up here because this treasure chest right here has the generals inside of it. So, can I have 1 or 2 generals? Obviously, want to heal ourselves up to max because these guys hit hard. They can really, really hurt. So, pull Ricard up front to potentially draw an attack. Because if he gets knocked out, we don't care that he doesn't gain his stats, so. Alright, we got lucky, we only got 1 general. So let's try that hourglass, hopefully it can maybe stop the general. We'll berserk our characters so they do more damage. And then just hope that we hurt him, so, before he hurts us. And unfortunately, the thing was ineffective. Luckily, we're pretty fast right now. Our agility is built up pretty well. So Fess should be able to outspeed the general all the time. So he'll be able to cast a cure to keep Booker healed up. So, yeah, that would be the problem if, like, 2 generals are here. Because then, you know, 2 of them can maybe gang up on Fess or gang up on Booker. And maybe knock him out before Fess can cure Booker here or cure himself. Or even Ricard. So, depending if they got hit. So, on who got hit, I should say. So, General, a rank 7 monster. He's even a higher rank than the Emperor. Has better stats than the Emperor. So, ouch. Yeah, tough guy. So, as you can see, he's hurting Booker. Even though Booker has really good evasion, he's still dealing a lot of, he's cutting through that evasion because he has so many attacks and such high percentages to those attacks. So, but we managed to cut through him. The general has fallen. We got some diamond armor that we're not really going to use. The only heavy armor that we really want is we're going to end up getting the dragon armor. The general can actually drop dragon armor. If he would have dropped dragon armor, that would have been awesome, because that's the end game armor that we want for Booker. That gives protection from all like the elemental spells. It'll give protection from Scourge. It'll give protection from Thunder, Fire, and Blizzard. And then Booker will end up eventually, his end game shield will be the Aegis shield, and that'll give the protection from the other 4 elements: Mind, Matter, Body, and Death. So here you got some wizards again. We met them way back in the basement of the arena. Back when we rescued Hilda, fought that behemoth. So these are the ones that could potentially drop the Osmos tome, but it's their rarest drop, 5% only. So yeah, we don't want to fool around with these guys. And Fess just barely missed defeating that wizard there. I didn't have 550 hit points, so we did, what, 538 there? Somewhere around there. So, yeah, just barely missed finishing him off. Booker, though, no problem finishing that off, so we want to take them out as quick as possible because they have some pretty nasty spells, like the toad there that incapacitates you. I think they have death as well. So, their damage spells, not too much of a problem. We actually prefer them to cast the damage spells, because that helps build our magic resistance, magic evasion. So, can Ricard take one out? No, he got very close though too. So, we'll be able to finish off 2 of them. We should be able to finish off 2 of them this round. Unfortunately now, because Maxine is toaded, she can't use any magic. So, she'll just have to, I guess, attack with her shields. Ricard will take out that one at the bottom, and Booker will take out the one on the top. So one more round after this one should finish these guys off. Will we get lucky and get an Osmos drop? Spoiler, no. So yeah, I guess we used up all our luck only getting 1 general to attack us. The weird thing is those generals will eventually become, in the next dungeon, they'll become a random encounter. So, not too, and even the dragons will end up becoming random encounters later on in the final dungeon, so. Dragons, always good for, final, random encounter type monsters. So, make good bosses at the beginning of the game, and make good random encounters at the end of the game. You see that with Dragon Warrior, too. You have the Green Dragon, who's like the mini-boss who guards the Princess in Dragon Warrior 1, and then the Green Dragon becomes like a random encounter later on at the end of the game, around the final town. And then the other colored dragons are only in the final dungeon. So, the sooner we got that to its level that we wanted it to get, so we don't have to worry about using that in battle anymore. Now Fess can just focus on Holy, so he'll be able to build up his spirit. There's that frozen lake. If we would have went to the right, we'd get to that staircase. Yeah, he can build up his Holy while dealing some damage. So, because when he was just casting Asuna, obviously he's not contributing at all to the to damaging enemies and helping end the battle quicker. So now he can finally do that. Although at low level, at Holy at such low level, he isn't going to deal a lot of damage, but there's few occasions where, like when he attacked that wizard, where somebody might deal a lot of damage to an enemy, but just be a few dozen hit points away from finishing them off. In that case, Holy can do that. So, but yeah, work on that. That should gain pretty fast because, like I said, it's a level 1 spell. Maxine eventually, her flare will do similar, similarly level up fast once we start working on it. But I'm gonna work on those other spells first. So, finish that guy off. So, I should get back to my story. Yeah, if I I graduate this girl, her older sister. We were in the same class together, so I told the lady at work, I was like, okay, well, if you're so, like, concerned about me, like, trying to find out whatever happened to this, my first love, I will, if I see your sister at my next class reunion, I will ask about her. So, although I don't know if we're going to have a new one. It seems like we've had a 10-year, a 20-year. We'd have a 25-year this year would be but I haven't heard anything about it. So maybe we're just doing, 10-year type reunions, 10, 20, 30. So, in this case, I won't get to ask for another 5 years. So, like I said, I'm in no hurry. Like I said, I've totally moved on. I have another girl who haunts my soul. Well, two really right now. So, who both kind of anger me. Well, I wouldn't say anger. Frustrate. Anger implies like negative feelings toward them. It's more like frustration, I feel. So, anger sounds wrong. It sounds like something you want to hurt, and that's the last thing I'd want to do. I care about these two girls, so. But that don't mean they have to care about me. So, instead they just break my heart. Yeah. Unlike my dog and my rat here. Although she's probably gonna think that I'm gonna break her heart tomorrow, but she's like, yeah, I'll be getting new ratties today actually. So yeah, probably by the time this is uploaded, I will have those new ratties, and they'll be running around, and I'll let y'all know how they are with the princess in the future. So in future videos. So, well, here goes the captain. See if we get a coast. Probably the last time we can get. Hey, we got a holy level up there. So, flame bow. We already got 1 million of them. So, but look at this. There's a castle floating inside the cyclone. Holy moly! Well, I guess this is where the emperor is. So, let's find out in our next episode. Take care. See you then. Bye.